What makes a good trade a good trade? Today we took 3 trades on the live stream. There was 3 opportunities to make money. There's been a lot of opportunities, but 3 setups that fit with my strategy. I want to talk about why each trade has its own merit and also talk about which trade was the best trade of the day. Gonna break it all down right here in this video, so make sure you stay tuned. What's going on, guys? Patrick here today, trading again in the Topstep account, making some money live on YouTube. If you haven't already tuned in for the 9:15 a.m. live stream, I don't know what you're waiting for. What's amazing is that the market squeezed all the way up to almost $3,900, and I talked about this exact move happening. We actually did a poll on the stream, and I said, would the market push up to 3,900s? And it was interesting because the majority of the polls said that it was not going to happen. And I saw people that some guy actually said he wanted to make a bet. He wanted to bet me that the market would not get above $3,900. We're not above there yet, but we're getting pretty darn close. Let's take a look at the chart and talk about these 3 trades and what makes each trade a good trade, a bad trade, or kind of what makes a trade a better trade. All right, so we're pulling up the 3-minute chart. We've got the 8 EMA, the 21 EMA, and the 51 EMA on the chart. We've got the MACD down below. These little boxes you see on the chart are pretty much resistance, support levels that we drew pre-market before the market made a move. Very interesting to see kind of how this played out. So we drew this before any of this was happening. We drew these lines and had an idea of where the market was moving and possible support and resistance. So right out of the gates, we had a nice trade. I took 5 contracts on this move, getting the break to the upside, looking for that move up into this range. There's a thing about these areas of previous consolidation. They turn into magnets for the price, and that's exactly what happened. What's interesting is we pushed all the way up there, we pulled back. Now, where was a good setup? Where's the best setup here? We had this breakout here. The MACD was bullish. Everything was kind of good overall, looking for that push up. But I wouldn't say that was like really like one of the better setups, but still a setup. We made money on it, and you know, we kind of locked it in. Now let's talk about the 3 actual good trades, or the 3 trades we took. We got this push up into this area of resistance. We pulled back. We knew that 50 area was resistance from the days before. And well, today we pushed up there, 50. So let's kind of zoom into this and really kind of look. Now, I was watching it live on the Bookmap, watching it live on the tick chart, and seeing that there was a very good possibility of a reversal off of this 30 level. Why would there be a reversal off that 30 level? First off, we have that previous area of resistance kind of there in this level from earlier, right? We had that previous area of resistance, 30 being that whole number, kind of the idea of getting support. We're above the VWAP. All these things matter. Hey, if you guys enjoy these videos, do me one big favor. You want to learn more about day trading, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment down below. What did you trade today? Did you trade futures? Did you trade stocks? Did you make money? Let me know in the comments down below. We have the 21 EMA being the blue line there. Let's just get rid of everything now, and we can see how clean this was. How do we look for this setup? This is a 3-minute chart, same strategy we always use. We've got the 21 right there, and we're just looking for a breakout over this high. We actually took a little trade here above that 50, got denied. I took profit quickly. It pushed up to the 55s. That was kind of a quick little scalp. And like I said, that was previous resistance turning into support. Again, anytime this happens, it's very bullish. Now, we don't know for sure if it was going to happen. We didn't have the close yet, but I was like, man, this thing really looks like it wants to bounce. The Bookmap was showing there was buyers there, and everything looked really bullish for a pushback up. So at that point, I ended up jumping in. We got a nice little squeeze up. This was an overall good trade with the price action, the previous resistance turning into support. We had the EMAs, we had the volume. The only thing I don't love about this trade is the MACD was bearish. The MACD didn't get a good cross. We weren't bullish on the MACD. So that kind of one aspect makes this trade probably not the best trade of the day, but seeing the price action, seeing that the market was pushing back off of that resistance and kind of the overall setup with the 21 EMA and all that, it was a good trade. We took the trade. We got in here at the 36 level, and we got to push all the way up there to 52. I took push. We got in here for this breakout over the 40s. 42 was the entry. We had to push all the way up there to 51. It's a nice little push. Now, where was the better trade here? If you're looking at the chart right now, you're probably thinking like, there might be a better trade. Like, look at the next setup. Think about it. Like, look at the chart right now and tell me, before I answer it, where is the better setup? Look at this next setup. This is where we want to really be, capitalizing. Why? This next setup, we got a couple things going on. We now have the low on these candles at 44.50, push up there to a high at 52. But look, 44.50, 44.50, the low on both of these candles. So I'm thinking to myself at that point, like, hey, look, that's a really good support. We've got the 8 EMA, that yellow line. We have everything kind of lining up. And then guess what happens? The MACD curls up and crosses down here. So the MACD crosses, we get this nice explosion to the upside. Where do you enter this trade? You enter once the high of that candle right there was 49. So you're entering for the break over 50. I actually ended up getting in for the break over 52 because I kind of wanted just more confirmation. That was kind of the high here, 52. As this was squeezing up, enter for this trade, and look, it squeezed all the way there to the 67s. On this candle alone, we went up to 61 and 67 on that candle there. So really just a great overall setup with the MACD. We are above the VWAP. We were turning previous area of resistance into support. Remember that 50 area being resistance there from earlier. We're kind of stepping higher. We're bullish. We're above the VWAP. Momentum is there. Market is pushing up, right? That's all lining up perfectly. This is the trade of the day. Like the better trade. This is definitely the better trade compared to this because remember, we didn't know for sure. Like we didn't have the MACD cross. We were kind of still dipping. We didn't get a clean breakout until like this point. But this really was a nice clean breakout. The risk to reward's great. If you're entering here at the 50s, you got your stop basically down here at 45. So you're risking 5 to make 10 to 20 handles here. And look at this move afterwards. From that 50 level all the way up there to 81 before really getting a pullback and just moving higher. So again, we got another setup here, kind of the same thing, getting that breakout. I wasn't in love with this setup as much just because we were kind of pushing up and not really getting that good pullback. But still, we got to push from the 60s up to the next high of 77. So you got 1, 2, 3 pretty good setups. The problem is once we get to the 80s, what do we have going against us? We have a couple things. We're getting overextended on the overall bigger picture, the 15-minute chart, the VWAP, all those things. We're getting overextended. The VWAP at that point was down at like 800 and like 10, 20 level. So the VWAP's very low, very kind of lower below us. We know we really haven't had much of a pullback here, but we still got the 80 EMA. So that 80 level, I wasn't in love with it. I didn't want to get long there at the 80s, up in this level. You don't want to get long right there because remember, smart money's buying low, dumb money's buying high, smart money's selling to dumb money. Now, if we look at this move, where do we have the next kind of good setup afterwards after the stream? Guess what? We got a double bottom right there, double bottom. We get the breakout, the MACD crosses down here. But what's funny is, look, from this level here, with the MACD crosses at the 80s, we go all the way down. MACD's bearish throughout that move. So we know, like, just wait for that pullback, right? Just keep waiting. And then we get that breakout, and then there's that move up above 90. Beautiful setup again. You got the 21 EMA acting as support. This is very textbook, simple strategy, guys. Don't overcomplicate things. Don't try to force things. Just follow the plan. Is the MACD bullish? The thing about it is the market can still go higher even when the MACD is not bullish. But the problem with that is that it's not going to be as clean, right? The market's not going to be as clean moving higher. You can see here, yes, we broke to the upside, but guess what? The MACD is not bullish. The MACD is kind of still just down here at this level, and we want to see that MACD start to get bullish again. Once we get the MACD bullish, then we're going to get a stronger move to the upside. So yes, you could have bought the breakout here, but look at this. It's only moved up 10 handles. Where here you're buying the breakout, where here you're buying the breakout at the 76s, and you're getting a move all the way up here to 94. So better risk to reward. The reward is better when the overall market is flowing in the direction that you want it to flow. And I talked about this on the stream multiple times. The market, the stock market is a river, right? It's flowing in a direction, either up or down. Sometimes it goes sideways, but we want to be on the right side of that direction. How do you make money in the market? You're on the right side of that direction. You want to make money being with the flow. If the overall flow is going higher, if it's bullish, well, then we want to be long. We want to be in that trade. We want to be making money following the overall momentum of the market, right? We don't want to be fighting. I want to be swimming against it. Can you swim against the current? Yes. Is it going to get tiresome? Are you going to get tired out? Are you going to get burnt out over time trying to always swim against the current? Yes. You're going to end up losing long term because you're always fighting the trend. You're always fighting the overall current of the market. And remember, the market is a wave. Also, look at this. Again, on the SPY pivot points, I talk about this so many times on videos and people are like, yeah, it doesn't work. But look at how spot on these pivot points were. Look, at open, we open here, we push up to that pivot point, we get above it. That was the first trade of the day. Beautiful trade. All right, we push up here. We get stuck at that pivot point. We then pull back. We get bouncing off that pivot point. That was my reversal, and that was my reversal level. Remember, we got reversal off of that pivot point. Another reason that I got long at that 30 level. We then push up. We then break through this pivot. Guess what? We then go all the way up here, 386. We kind of ding, ding, ding. And then guess what? 387 pivot. We talk about these pivots every morning on the live stream before the market opens. This is not rocket science. Do not overcomplicate things. And look, now we're right here at this pivot. This pivot is trying to turn into support. After this, I mean, where's the next pivot? 389. That would lead me to believe that the market could push over 3,900 here today. So there it is. It's that simple. The pivots, once again, showing you that the pivots are very important. Have it on the chart. Be looking here at these pivots for a key to see. Like, why did I get long at that 30 level? Because we were bouncing off that pivot, my friends. So there it is. If you guys haven't already tuned in, like I said, tune in 9:15 a.m. live right here on YouTube. I'll talk to you guys later on Monday morning. Peace.